hope you enjoy this video. Time to dive into the book.
Hello, this is Jessica with On a Stack of Books, and today's video is my weekly wrap-up. I've had a very good reading week. It's been very productive between audiobooks and books for Follow the Yellow Book Road. So the first book that I read and finished was The Wren, and this at Books and Beaches, one of her prompts was a green cover. I had picked this up because I am very partial to birds due to my daughter, her name, and liking birds and everything, and so I just tend to gravitate towards it. It did say that it was winner of the Booker Prize, and so I was like, I'll give it a try. I was very disappointed. I'm not sure what I missed as far as, how it became a Booker Prize winner, but it just did not land with me. We have this young girl who is going through life now with her mother, Caramel, and we go back and forth between Nell's life, and then her, becoming an adult, going out on her own, seeing her mother, and then flashbacks to when her mother was younger, and her mother's life as a child growing up with her father, who is a poet. And then the poetry, he would write poetry to his daughter. He had two daughters, Carmel and her sister, Imelda, but he would write poetry kind of more so for Carmel. And but he was an absent father. And now, as the granddaughter, reading these poems, and he's well known, and she's, sort of feeling connected to him through these poems. But I could not relate to her or her mother. Their lives were just a mess, and the relationships were difficult to read. Just sort of very shallow, strange relationships that they would have with different men. And it was just bizarre. And like I said, it just didn't land with me. So I missed something or a lot of things because it didn't do it for me. But I pushed through and I read it. And then at the end, I was like, I don't even really know what I read. But I finished it. This was for Follow the Yellow Book Road. So we have this one. And then sometimes I just grab a romance because it's sort of my guilty pleasure. I used to read a lot of these. I loved them. And then I really got away from it because I just was kind of over it. And now I'm sort of finding myself picking them up and just enjoying them. They're super quick reads. I'll read it in like a day or two. And so this one just got thrown in there. Not even going to really go into it. It's a romance set in, like the 1800s, which is what I like to read. So I am still working on the Briar Club. I am going back and forth between the audiobook and then reading it because I think I have one more day, and I put an extra hold on it, but other people had holds on it. So I may lose the audiobook by tomorrow. I will probably get it back, but of course I can keep reading it. So I've been reading it to try to help, but it's still really, really good. So we get all of the Briar Club women that live at the house, their backstories at different times, but then you get a lot of current, how they're interacting, how they are living there together, and the dynamic, and everything else that's going on in the 1950s. With war and political, upheaval, and just there's a lot happening. And it's just all so interesting. So you get so invested in the character, and then it moves on to the next one, and you're like, no, but I really wanted to know about that. But then this one is just as interesting. So, and then there is a new dynamic in the story, so I'm 3/4 of the way there, where something happens at the house that is a big deal, and it sort of has everyone at attention. And we have this new character come in where the house, you're just getting these little glimpses, these little feels, these little ripples through the house of the house has sort of come alive with them there, and with them having the meals together. The one of the tenants started drawing little flowers and leaves on the wall, and it's sort of working its way down like the hallway, and so it sort of feels like a breath of fresh air. And the house loves them and wants them to stay, and wants that joy and happiness and sharing meals and kids and everything. So it's a really cool little addition, and it's just as subtle. It's not a ton, but so really still enjoying it. And this one is for Bookish Blonde, my beautiful cover. So, and then I did finish for my CEUs. I finished this one, and most of the time when I do CEUs, it is refreshers. It is not new information, and so I read it, but I power read it. I take the test and I move on. This one, wasn't, and I love nutrition books, but this one was not great, because it was very specific. Like, you eat this, you want this, and you eat this, and that's not how it works. That's not realistic. Everyone is different, and so it was a nutrition book. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't fantastic. This one, I was very surprised. I really enjoyed this one, and this is because it is specifically women over 40, which I am, and how much hormones play a part in everything, and we still are just, scratching the surface as to all that we know that hormones do and how much they control. But, as everything's changing, how diet and exercise play a part. And, over all the years, it's never been a secret that diet and exercise works. And it always fascinates me because the nutrition portion is so huge. And as I was reading the Briar Club and different books, there's something so healing about food and medicinal about food, when you're purposefully eating for yourself, creating dishes that make you feel good. Like, when you really pay attention to how you feel when you eat something, and you feel good, you have energy, you don't have any ill effects from it. But then when you make food for someone, there's that joke that, I put extra love in there for you, but it's a real thing. When you're cooking for your family, for your children, and you have that special meal, and it's comfort food to them, and it's healing. And so, but you have to play an active role in your nutrition. You have to pay attention to how you're feeling, and you have to intentionally choose foods that work for you, that are nutritionally dense and valuable to you. Because you can have a negative reaction to something that's healthy, but the power of it, whether it's socially or, getting together and having meals, whether it is for your health and you're trying to feel better about something, you're trying to incorporate more anti-inflammatory foods. But I think that's where people struggle, is that you really have to play such an important leading role in your own journey of figuring out what works for you food-wise. So this book talks about food a lot in relation to hormones, going through menopause and perimenopause and what those changes look like. And I've always joked, that exercise cures what ails you. But it's true. But again, it's unique to you. It's specific to you. And so, but going through menopause and how exercising can reduce the symptoms and make you feel better and help with loads of things, but it's all the basic stuff: getting enough rest, drinking enough water, eating healthy food, exercising, moving, mental health, having some sort of de-stressing practice that works for you, all of these things. So I know I'm rambling a lot, but this was a really good book. I really enjoyed it. And I was pleasantly surprised for a CEU book that I was like, I'm not going to blow through this. I'm going to read it. So, and I will show you just to it's from here on, it's exercises, and they go into specific detail, and I have to go into all of that, but the reading portion. So, I was able to read it and not power through it. So I'm not reading that entire, really, cover to cover. It's not like that. Got a lot of good reading done. And I'm also working on The Dutch House. That is my audio book for audiomiles. And I think I am, let me see, where am I? I am, yes, I want to renew. I'm 41% through that. So, and I'm loving it. It's wonderful. And so I did a reading update on that one. So because I blathered on and on about that other one, I think I'm going to do a video that is just my favorite nutrition books. It is something that I get really excited about. It is something that I feel like, because it's so selfish. It's so for you. It's your body. It's your benefit. The more that you pay attention to it, it's for you. And so it's exciting because we all eat, everybody has to eat. It's not like you don't. And so if you pay attention to it and incorporate, into your health, your plan, whatever it is, I love the fact that we're doing audio miles and we're out and we're walking and exercising and moving while listening to the book. So like I said, I might do a separate video that is just all of my favorite nutrition books. And because I have several and they're really good. So that has been my reading week. I think that's all of it. Again, baby stepping our progress with the new husband. We get like a chapter a week, if that. And then, that's what I did. That's what I got done. So good reading, good stuff. Really enjoying these reading events and super excited to continue and finish Briar Club and the other books that I had allotted for this reading event. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I will be reading.